Okay, I'm going to try a song on the piano. I wrote this for my daughter. It has nothing, I don't know how to segue from what just happened. But I was thinking about it because of some of the stuff that Sally's been reading. What was it? It was like 2 of the stories ago where you said how to make God happy is to just trust him and believe that he loves you. I was shark crying. I have a really hard time believing that he loves me. I don't know where that came from exactly, but I do, and I can be angrier at myself than at any other person in the world. And anyway, I have this 3 kids, sweet little girl. Her name's Sky. She's 13. Any of you ladies remember being 13? It's not necessarily the easiest time to be a little girl, and she's so precious, and she's so much like me. In a lot of ways, but one of the ways that she is like me is that she can be very, very angry at herself, and I can see her sometimes descend into this like vicious circle of kind of self-hatred, you know, like she can be upset about something legitimate, and then not long after that I can see the turn when she stops being upset about that thing, and now she's upset at herself for being upset, and it kind of turns into this, you know, it's like a snake eating its own tail. It just gets worse and worse, and it's heartbreaking to see because I'm so familiar with that language. Like I've just got such a long list in my own mind of the things that I don't like about who I am, things that I wish I could change about myself when I look in the mirror. I'm sure I'm not the only person who feels this way, but a lot of times right before I go on stage or when I'm around somebody that I really like, my head is full of voices, these accusing voices that say, if they really knew you, they would hate you. You know, or if you hang around them too long, they're going to get sick of you. Or, you know, you have no business being on the stage. Remember that thing you did 20 years ago or last week or whatever it may be, this long list of things. And I was talking to a buddy of mine about this struggle, this ongoing struggle with self-hatred. And he very wisely said, Andrew, you know, self-hatred is just another form of self-worship. We're not friends anymore. Just kidding. But can you feel the truth in that when I say that? Almost every night I say that, people go, you can feel that it's true. It's this, if you're bowing down to the altar of self-hatred, then you're just bowing down to the altar of self. And you're spending all of that energy on your own sin and not on the people that God has given you to love, right? If your attention is on that, then it means it's not on the cross of Christ, which tells you every time you look at it that God finds you so precious, that he died and conquered death to make it so that you could be a part of his family. That is a very powerful thing. So one night I was helping Sky get to sleep. She was struggling with some of this stuff, and I remember praying with her and telling her every true thing I could think to tell her. And as I was talking, I was beginning to be amazed by myself. I was thinking, I'm the best dad in the world. Like, where is this stuff coming from? It's this like, everything was this profound wisdom. And it was like these little jewels were coming out of my mouth, like glowing pearls and sinking into her heart. And I was thinking, I wonder if anybody's recording this because it's so good. And so, anyway, it worked, and she finally calmed down, and she went to sleep, and I walked out. I kind of swaggered out of the bedroom, and Jamie, my wife, was standing there, and I was like, did you hear that? And she was like, yeah, I was listening. I was like, I'm so amazing. Like, the stuff that I was saying, I don't even know where this stuff comes from. And Jamie said, yeah, everything you told her was what I was telling you last night when you were crying. So anyway. So I wrote this song for Sky Girl and sang it for her the next morning, and remembered realizing as I sang it to her, it was like God was saying, Andrew, pay attention to the way a father loves his child. You've got all that emotion that's heaving like an ocean, and you're drowning in a deep, dark well. I can hear it in your voice that if you only had a choice, you would rather be anyone else. Well, I love you just the way that you are. I love the way he made made your precious heart. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Well, I know it's hard to hear it when that anger in your spirit is pointed like an arrow at your chest. When the voices in your mind are anything but kind, and you can't believe your Father knows best. Well, I love you just the way that you are. I love the way He's shaping your heart. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself. Well, how does it end when the war that you're in is just you against you against you? You gotta learn to love, learn to love, learn to love your enemies too. You can't expect to be perfect. It's a fight you've got to forfeit. You belong to me, whatever you do. So lay down that weapon, darling, take a deep breath and believe that I love you. Be kind to yourself.